Let's do it.
Welcome back to the Modern Dad Show. I'm Chandru.
I'm Carl.
And we are Modern Dads.
We are. I've got a topic here. This is streaming. It's not my leaky bladder.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Well, that's the thing. I just recently found out about this, where they have these tables, correct? The kids are set up on tables according to their academic ability, if you will.
I think,
is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. I think so. I've heard it's not just academic ability. I think it's something
Popularity.
to do with independence as well.
Cool factor.
I was always on the top table. Where were you?
How was it the funds?
Hey!
To be honest, that's difficult to believe, isn't
Yeah.
it? I've also heard that it's about independence. You know, are they able to work independently on their own and do their own thing?
Which is fair enough, but when I first heard about streaming, I was a little concerned. Because here you have the top tables, and then you have tables descending ability-wise. Now,
so your concern being, what if you're on the bottom table and you're little Johnny there? Is that what you mean?
well, you know firsthand what that feels like, right? You know?
Okay.
And then my understanding was there's a promotion-demotion thing going on. So you'll have, you know, it's kind of like a weekly, monthly ranking system where,
Right.
let's say the table is 6 kids, and so the kid who's ranked 6 is always about to get voted off. It's sort of an X factor for kids. You know? And then you have that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and then when the kid goes home, so what table are you on? What table? What do you mean you're an octopus? I thought you should be on crab. How did you lose your position on crab? That's it. 3 + 3 now. You know, and just the pressure.
If you didn't do that, what would you have? Do you draw a line in the middle of the class in terms of where the kind of median is, if you like?
Well, the other
median. You
yeah.
see that? Yeah, I've got kids in the higher years.
Well done.
So you're kind of aiming for mediocrity through the whole class.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, has it been tested? Has it been proven? What if you spread the intelligence around it, and the smarter kids can assist the kids like you? So what's your experience?
Well, my experience
with
is
the two
that
older kids?
Whatever they do, it works at the end of
does
the day.
work.
Yeah, I think so, because I do think they do a little bit of that spreading of the kind of bright kids around, and there is some evidence, as I understand it, the peer learning process, if you like, in other words, kids learning from other kids, is a really powerful process.
But let me ask you this. When you first learned about the streaming process, and then the kids, your 2 older kids started coming back home, particularly your older one, were you ever sort of, what table are you on? Who else is on the table? He's got a tiger mum, so that's good, you know? Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, if your kids is on the table with the tiger mum kids, the TMKs, you're laughing, right?
Let's be honest here, we want to be on the table with the Chinese kids, don't we?
Can I get an amen? Amen! Yes, sir!
And that's a compliment.
Absolutely, it's a compliment, yeah. So, the answer to your direct question is yes, we have. We've said, you know, who you sat with, what table you on, and it gives us a rough idea of where they are, where
If
they
you need to push them or not, or you're comfortable.
And that's real life, right?
But how much of it is where the teacher is supposed to give you that input as opposed to them being on the table and the kids surrounding them?
So, well, what are we talking about here? We're talking about
we're talking about streaming,
performance,
Carl.
aren't we? Yeah. No, it's the dimension.
Deal with this
setting
all
in.
the time. Focus.
What's my name again? The performance is measured through straight ability, but it might not be, you know, kind of tests and SATs and all of that kind of stuff that gets them on the table. Maybe it's something to do with independence, maybe it's something to do with comprehension, maybe it's something that's a bit more of a softer skill in a way that gets them there.
Maybe it could just be confidence. I think you touched on this, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, if kids are confident and they can have a conversation, then you sort of put them on a separate table because they know, the teacher would know that if they have a question, they'd raise their hand and ask it, as opposed to the introverted kids who would, you know, who actually need the extra attention. So perhaps that's a factor that decides which kids go on that table.
And also, I think the streaming takes place for different subjects, doesn't it? So there's different streaming for different subjects.
You don't have to disclose this, but when your kids, the older ones, came back, did they ever switch tables?
Yeah, it has happened. And
So do you speak to the teacher or do you speak to the child or both?
In some cases, it's been both. But
Right.
initially, it's with the kid.
At that point, when they did get quote unquote demoted.
Yes.
Did you feel the pressure?
Yeah.
Sort of semi-panic?
Semi-panic.
Yeah.
Full-blown panic. No, I'm only joking. But yeah, there's you want to get behind the reasoning, don't you? I think, in all honesty, you do. So
Why aren't you with the Chinese kids?
exactly.
If you feel that it works, I guess, then you just got to trust.
Well, I think, if you were to ask me for a tip,
Okay, I'm asking you for a tip.
so my tip here is exactly that. I would say trust the teacher. As parents coming in demanding that, little Johnny either moves up or, is on a different table, I just don't think that helps actually. So I think my tip there is trust the teacher.
No, and I agree with you in the sense that it doesn't help, because when you take a step back and you think about it, 5, 6, 7, however old they are,
Yeah.
why does it matter what table they are on that day, on that year?
Yeah.
As long as at the end of the day, the big picture is you want them to be happy in whatever they're doing and hopefully successful.
You've got to understand how your child learns. You've got to provide the right kind of support. So does it matter that they have some, meanders along the way? Absolutely not.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
cares?
And there's so many people
Absolutely,
that didn't do well in school, in fact, dropped out or were, just struggled or found it boring.
Yeah.
And they've been incredibly successful.
Yeah, look at you. I mean,
Look at us.
look at us.
Look at us. But going back to what you said about real life,
Yeah.
there was a letter, and I think I shared this with you, from a principal in a school in Singapore. And the letter, and I paraphrase, said something to the extent of, and it was a letter to the parents, don't panic, don't be stressed, this is just a small hurdle in the kid's journey going forward.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be fine. And it was amazing for that letter to come from a principal.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you need to be focused. Don't get sucked in, because it must be very easy to get sucked in to the competition.
Yeah. If I remember it rightly, some of the content of that was about allowing your kid to be a kid as well.
Yeah.
And through being a child and all of the learning and the play, if you like, they also learn lots of stuff that way. Give them some space. Let them be children for a while rather than this formal structure and being worried about where they are in the scheme of things.
Yeah, and just don't get sucked in.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you think. We'd love to get your feedback, your experiences, your thoughts on streaming, or if there's any other techniques that your children's school practice. Please subscribe, and we look forward to your thoughts.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah. Even the leaky bladder advice wouldn't go amiss, to be honest.
Please send that just to him.
Okay.
Yeah.